Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.
What's going on, Aries? This is Boss Roy here with your reading for the month of August. All right, guys, let's get started with your reading. I pulled from the Pocket Animal Spirit deck here. Let's look into your energy for the month of August. So I'll pull for you the Wolf card. Okay, Aries, you're serious. Look at you. Look at you. You're looking very serious. I got the Bat in reverse. That's the energy in your environment. Okay, I also pulled the Owl card for you and the Snake as well. Okay, let's get started. Aries, you're realizing that people have been codependent on your energy. Okay, you could be dealing with a adult child here. You could be dealing with a child that's sort of going into the early stages of adulthood, or they ran into like a little rut, and you're seeing how this individual needs to really, take life by its own hands and really find their own calling, because this bad energy is sort of like, in a stuck type of space. Okay, they're not even looking to grow. Okay, they're not looking to grow. They're not looking to see their way out the situation. Some of you guys, this could be, to a parent. The parent that you're dealing with here could be a working age, and they're sort of like, stuck in an environment where they're like, okay, well, you know what, I am sort of like, lost with like a job loss situation, and you're, as a child, you're sort of like, in a space where like you're trying to put on the reins to sort of have that earth energy, that controlling energy, to get them back on track. And you're seeing that that's not working. That's not your job to do. Okay, because this person is used to being in a codependent seat with energy. And that's something that you're learning, Aries, because sometimes when you're in earth energy, you're just going from the action. Okay, and then with that fire energy that you guys have, you're like, okay, let's just solve the problem. Let's resolve this. Let's go to the next step. Some of these individuals could be dealing with situations where it's like, you're tied with someone in a relationship. They're not really putting in their energy and effort. And you're like, okay, cool. Let's just go about fixing this. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. And now you're looking at it from a wise perspective. Okay, and you're realizing that codependent energy, okay, and control energy are drawn to each other. Okay, and you're going about, working on yourself, and understanding how, that you can't have this individual sort of like mirror themselves after you, but you're not going to enable them to be in their own toxic type of energy. Okay, you're going to have some boundaries. Okay, when it comes down to it, you're not just going to be sitting there trying to make their life comfortable while they're in this toxic space, that they're not doing any type of healing or any type of work to get out of that space. Okay, because you're realizing that this person is just dragging your energy. Okay, they're just dragging your energy down, and you're in a space where you're sort of getting tired from it, and you need to. Because so many times when you're dealing with that cardinal sign, you guys are a cardinal sign. You guys are just sort of like, you're used to being in situations where it puts in that work and energy. Okay, it puts in that work and time. It puts in being in a space where you're more so hands on. And now you're looking, you're like, okay, I'm going to play smarter here. Okay, I am going to release what no longer serves me, and I'm not going to put myself in this endless cycle of being having my energy being drained from me. Okay, some of you guys could be in a space where you just sort of drain emotionally. Okay, and you're just realizing how drained you are. It's been going on for like about a good year, a good 2 years, and you're just seeing how, like, through that situation, whether it's in a relationship or in a family dynamics, that people around you are just so used to just having you say, okay, Aries, you know what, you got it. Okay, situation that just came in my mind. I'm not sure if you guys ever looked at Tina Turner, some documentaries, but like her experience with her mother was always kind of distant. Okay, and with Tina Turner, she always put in that energy and that effort to make sure her mother was comfortable, but like her mother was sort of like depleting her energy as an adult. Okay, and you guys could be in a situation where you're so used to putting that energy, that comfort level towards individual. Excuse me. Let me go back. You guys are so used to putting in that energy towards individuals who are so used to your time and your money, and all of the glitz and glamour that you're able to provide, but they're just there to sort of drain you. Okay, and some of these individuals are in need to really work on finding their own true pathway, their own true journey. Okay, because sometimes that wolf, that pack energy, it can be a mindset where, okay, you know what, you guys can have that earth mindset where it's like, okay, well, I did it this way, okay, if you just sort of like, get on my pathway, you can do the same thing. You're dealing here with an air sign type of energy, okay? They have to find their own journey, their own discovery in themselves so they can navigate life in a way that they're able to grow effectively with, okay? Because a lot of times, Aries, you guys could be attracted to those individuals who really didn't really understand their nature, their journey in life, okay? They see that you're sort of hands-on, so they sort of want to, make a cycle with you. Okay, that's snake energy. Make a cycle with you. Okay, and they want it to be like, okay, I want Aries to be in a position where they're going to put into this energy, they're going to put into this level of me being stagnant year after year. Okay, and now you're getting wise to the situation, Aries. You're no longer going to play that game. Okay, the hour energy is all about having that knowledge and that understanding, and you're realizing that, okay, you know what, for me to have this energy, okay, this person's going to need to utilize this energy as well. Okay, because with them being in this this mindset where they're not moving, they're not growing, I think you're protecting them from like you're making like a safety blanket, Aries. It's no longer time for you to make a safety blanket for adults in your life. Okay, all right, let's move forward to your fairy oracle deck to get some more messages. So we got Last Goma. Okay, Himself card. All right. What it says. We got the Ekistis card here. I'm sorry, I'm writing. I was like, wait a minute. Ekistis. And we got the Fairies of the Future. And then we got Apona's Wild Daughter. Okay. Let's get started. So Last Goma, you're sort of like you've been battered, Aries. Okay, look at the card. Her wings are battered because you've been working so much. You've been working so much, but you're now getting that clarity where you're like, okay, you know what? I can't do this. Okay, I can't do this. I can't just keep being in this place of action without being like having that emotional type of maturity to understand that, like, these individuals, they're not even looking to change. They're not even looking to get better. Okay, okay, they're not even worried about my emotional well-being. They're not even worried about my mental well-being. Okay, these people are just after to sort of like drain me in my environment. Okay, some of you guys be in a situation where somebody is just taking from you financially, and you got so many bills just going from here and there to just make sure that they're comfortable, and they're not growing. They're not even trying to grow. It's time for you to, like I said, cut some things off, Aries. Okay, it's time for you to put in some like tough love in the situation to say, okay, you know what, I'm no longer going to be in this space with you to just finance all of your day-to-day needs. Okay, and you're a grown adult. Okay, you're not even trying to get yourself out there to like market yourself or go about some finding jobs. And like I said, you guys probably picked up the computer and realized that this person's not even looking for a job. They're just comfortable from draining from you. Okay, that's not, you're getting that wisdom. Okay, that Himself card came out and you're getting that wisdom behind it. Okay, because you're getting that understanding that you know what, I'm not going to play that same game. Okay, because that's going to be detrimental for me in my future. Okay, because you're looking for the future too. You're looking for a future where you're happy, you're content, and I believe that this individual, they're going to be happy, content too as well when you're able to push them out that door because they're grown. Okay, because you're like, okay, because you guys are all about forward thinking and forward movement, but like you got to realize that, Aries, as well. Sometimes when people are not growing with you and they're just a dead weight, that's that codependency. Okay, and don't put yourself in a space where you're trying to control their emotional well-being and can try to control their energy when you're realizing that they're just sort of like out here being like the wild child, opponent's wild daughter, trying to just make things happen with you and your energy. Okay, lack of direction, lack of knowledge as far as where you're going, and you're ending that. You're ending that. You're gaining that knowledge. Okay, look at that Himself card. They're tired. You're tired right now, Aries. And I believe that, like I said, when you're moving forward, you'll be able to heal and be in a nice, safe spot in the future. Okay. Fears of the future, they're all about new beginnings. And sometimes you guys need to put that new beginning in for yourself and realize that people around you in your environment don't need to ever drain you like that again. Okay, you're no longer going to take that type of energy. Let's go into your tarot deck as well, just to close some messages out here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, 10 of Wands in reverse. You're dropping the burden. Okay, this person's a burden. The man baby, the woman baby. You're dropping it, okay? Because you can't manifest Ace of Swords. Like I said before, you're going to give them tough love in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. Got the Tower card here. Let's pull out one more card. All right. 2 came out. Let's see. So we got the 9 of Cups in reverse, and we got the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So 10 of, like I said, 10 of Wands in reverse. You're dropping the burden, okay? Because this is affecting your manifestation. This is affecting your job. This is affecting your mental well-being, okay? And you're telling this person, you're like, okay, you need to like get out of Dodge. Some of you telling a person, okay, you know what? I'm giving you like a certain date and time to get your stuff together, but on this date, you need to be gone. Okay, you need to be gone. You need to figure out how to do some things on your own accord. You're giving that tough love. Okay, you're giving that wolf energy because that wolf energy is slowly looking. Okay, you're in hunter mode. You're like, I need to get my environment back to normal. Okay, and it's going you're gonna bring in that fire energy. Okay, cool. And that's like I said before, like you're gonna get back into your controlling environment as far as for yourself, because the wolf card here is represented by earth signs, so you're going to get in that Aries fire energy, but also looking at to make your own environment back to a healthy normative space. Okay, you're going to let this person know. Okay, it's going to be a short tongue lesson too. It's going to be like, you know what, this needs to stop right now. Okay, we need to change this up. We need to move about a different direction. Okay, and this right here is going to be a Tower card to get rid of their fake security on you. Okay, 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay, because this person can work. Okay, like I said, you could have a parent, they're still in working age. They can still take care of themselves. Okay, this person could go about, making proper changes for themselves in the right direction, but you're no longer going to invest in that. 7 of Pentacles. You're looking like, not investing in. I'm not going to water that garden that doesn't even belong to me. This right person right here is causing me to be sort of drained financially. I'm drained emotionally. Okay, you saw that himself card. Bring that out again. That's a drained individual. That man looks stressed, okay, in that card. That fairy looks stressed on this card. Aries, you're like, I'm not going to be stressed going on to the rest of the year, okay? You're finally learning when to give and when to have your hands off the situation and say, okay, I'm not going to get to this situation. That's what you're learning, Aries. Just because you're a cardinal sign doesn't mean that you're going to keep on being in an active type of giving type of nature, regardless of, rather the situation is bad or good. Okay. You're learning when to say, okay, you know what? This situation, I'm able to help individuals. And this situation, no, I'm not. I'm not going to be utilized for my, my finances and my emotions in situations where they don't need to be in them in the first place. Individuals need to grow up, okay? And that's what's going to be the nature of the conversation. Aries, you're going to have a lot of people out here looking at you sideways, but hey, guess what? It's your environment. It's your day-to-day life for yourself. You're going to be telling them, please grow up. I'm only going to give so much to this interaction, and I'm not going to be in this toxic place with you for another year or another 6 months or another 3 months, okay? All right, Aries, this is your reading for the month of August. Looking forward to talking to you soon.
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.